free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Gaza, Gaza, you will rise! We will never let you die! Gaza, Gaza, you will rise! We will never let you die! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Salute to the heroic people of Gaza. Salute to our martyrs, those who are killed but never die. Salute to our prisoners. We draw strength from them, and their bravery guides us forward in our struggle. Salute to the wounded and to the steadfast. Salute to the children of the stones, to the orphans. Salute to the unbreakable spirit of Palestine. And salute to the free people of the world, the ordinary, all of us here who have given our times, who have given our lives to an extraordinary struggle, the struggle for the liberation of Palestine. Brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, welcome to the second annual People's Conference for Palestine. I am Tahir Dahle, an organizer with the Palestinian Youth Movement, and it is my honor to serve alongside my friend and comrade Rama as your MC through the duration of our historic conference. Our historic conference, whose guiding principle is Gaza is our compass. Gaza, a tiny strip of besieged land which has transformed into the center of the world. Gaza, whose bravery and courage in the face of total onslaught from the United States and Israel has revealed core injustices at the root of our current reality and has moved millions into action. Gaza, which demands of us that we here in North America commit every single fiber of our being to building a movement capable of ending the crimes of Zionism and of imperialism. We are in Detroit this weekend to take a critical step forward in building this movement. When we last convened, the occupation crossed what the international community had long pretended was a red line. As we sat in this very room, the IDF stormed into the crowded refugee camps of Rafah, lighting them ablaze and eventually leveling the entire city. Where states and international institutions remained silent and expanded their complicity in many cases, shamelessly working to support these horrific actions, we, the ordinary people, refused. Thousands traveled from all over the world to Rafah. Millions marched to break the siege. Flotillas set sail, one after the other. Doctors risked lives, went through repression, every single possible means to participate in medical missions to provide life-saving aid. And millions of workers, regular people, organized for an arms embargo to demand that companies like Maersk halt all complicity and stop shipping weapons components to the occupation. Brothers and sisters, since last year, our responsibility to Gaza has only grown. We are facing another critical moment. Last night, Israel began its occupation of Gaza City and its plan to level the last inch of life in the Strip. We cannot allow the normalization of another line of genocide to be crossed. The demands of the people are clear, and we must do everything in our ability, every single thing in our power to advance them. We demand a two-way arms embargo. We demand complete economic and political sanctions on Israel, on its military and on its leadership. We demand the free flow of life-saving humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip. And we demand, most importantly, that this genocide ends now. Genocide is not and can never be normalized. The United States and Israel's continued commitment to it, despite the wills and intuitions of the masses of the world, is not a sign of strength. It is the sign of the weakness of a monster that knows that it has run out of options. Zionism, imperialism, and those who support and sustain it will forever be known as on the side of murder and land theft. They will forever be known as opposed to liberation, justice, dignity, and self-determination. This conference, brothers and sisters, is not only important because it brings together movements, organizations, and leaders who have fought tirelessly to end the genocide and for the liberation of Palestine. This conference is also important because it defies all the forces that conspire to stop and silence our movement. From far-right figures, politicians, media outlets, and the Zionist lobby, they have tried to intimidate us. They have tried to intimidate us with smears, with false accusations, and with every single available threat at their disposal to stop this conference from happening. We will not stop. We will not stop. All of these forces are the same forces that conspire to erase the Palestinian people and to erase Palestine. Through the genocide in Gaza and through the annexation of the West Bank, the destruction of the camps and the forced removal of people from their villages, pushing them into the cities, is a pretext for the theft of more land, and for further colonization of Palestine. These are the same people who vote to send bombs unrestrictedly to Israel at the expense of the American worker. These are the same people who will gut universities and public institutions, make a mockery and destroy every single democratic right, if that's what they assess needed, to silence those who stand against genocide and with Gaza. These are the same people whose criminal newsrooms spread propaganda and run cover for the starvation of children. These are the same forces that serve to assassinate journalists with chilling precision, like our martyr, Anas al-Sharif, whose name bears this very room that we are now gathered in today. When Israel and the United States assassinated Anas, their goal was not simply to murder him. They intended to cut Gaza off from the world, to break us from our center of gravity, to divide us from our compass. Our presence here today shows that this plan has been a total failure. Just as the plan to invade Gaza City, to occupy the entire strip, and to put out the Palestinian people will inevitably be met with failure. Even in his death, Anas brought truth and clarity that we must hold on to. He left us with these words: I urge you not to let chains silence you, nor borders restrain you. Be bridges toward the liberation of the land and its people, until the dignity of freedom rises over our stolen homelands. Anas, like many martyrs, entrusted us to carry on his fight and the fight of millions of Palestinians for justice, dignity, liberation, and return. This conference is about taking on this trust and building the kind of movement capable of carrying through this honorable cause. Through deepening our understanding of the current political moment and of Israel's isolation within it, we leave with what is required of us to sustain our people in Gaza's ability to exist on their lands and to right to life. The genocidal core of Zionism has been exposed and revealed to the world. There is no going back. Our path is clearer than ever. Only a constant and consistent march of freedom and liberation for Palestine and its people. This is what brings us together here, to recommit ourselves to that cause, and this is what we will engage and develop together throughout the course of the next 3 days. Before we continue on with our program, brothers and sisters, I'd like all to rise for a moment of silence, al-Fatiha, and prayer. Ala arwah al-shuhada ibn our martyrs from Gaza, from all of Palestine, and from the region. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Please now all be seated. Please now all be seated and welcome the Palestinian Youth Ensemble who will perform for us Mawtini. Please all remain seated. Remain seated for now, and we will rise after the beginning of the performance. All now, please rise and raise your flags for Mawtini, our national anthem.
إلا همه أن تستقل أو يمين أو يمين. نستقي من الردى ولن نكون للعدا كالعبيد كالعبيد. لا نريد لا نريد كلنا المؤبدا وعيشنا المنكدا. كلنا المؤبدا وعيشنا المنكدا. لا نريد بل نعيد مجدنا التليد مجدنا التليد. موطني موطني. موطني موطني. الحسام واليراع لا الكلام والنزاع. رمزنا رمزنا مجدنا وعهدنا وواجب إلى الوفاء يهزنا يهزنا. عزنا عزنا غاية تشرف وراية ترفرف. غاية تشرف وراية ترفرف. يا هنا في علا قاهرا عدا قاهرا عدا. موطني 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 موطني. الجلال والجمال والسناء والبهاء في رباه في رباه. والحياة والنجاة والهناء والرجاء في هواه في هواه. هل أراك هل أراك سالما منعما وغانما مكرما. سالما منعما وغانما مكرما. هل أراك في علاك تبلغ السما تبلغ السما. موطني موطني.
Brothers and sisters, another round of applause for the Palestinian Youth Ensemble. And I invite our ensemble to take another bow. As we gather here today, we remember our homeland, we remember Gaza, we remember Palestine, and we keep our energy high, prepared to go back, to rally, to struggle, to build in our workplaces. And so for the course of this conference, we will be chanting to keep ourselves together. Gaza will free us all! Zionism will fall! Gaza will free us all! Zionism will fall! U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter! Gaza needs food and water! U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter! Gaza needs food and water! Gaza needs food and water! Gaza needs food and water! Free, free Palestine! Free Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, 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 free Palestine! Gaza, Gaza, you will rise! We are all by your side! Gaza, Gaza, you will rise! We are all by your side! We are all by your side! U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter! Gaza needs food and water! U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter! Gaza needs food and water! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be freed! And from the sea to the river! Palestine will live forever! 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 You want justice, you say how? Lift the siege on Gaza now! We want justice, you say how? Lift the siege on Gaza now! Lift the siege on Gaza now! Break the siege on Gaza now! U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter! Gaza needs food and water! Gaza needs food and water! U.S. Israel, stop the slaughter! Gaza needs food and water! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! Make some noise, everybody! How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? Everybody's fired up? Please all take your seats. We will now transition to a series of speakers who will continue to ground us. I'll pass it to Rama to take us forward through this portion of our program.
Give yourselves another round of applause. And to my co-MC, Tahir. Again, welcome to the second annual People's Conference for Palestine. As Tahir said, my name is Rama, and I am an organizer with the U.S. Palestine Communities Network. And I am honored to be here to co-MC with my comrade and the amazing organizer, Tahir. Our first round of speakers will provide opening remarks to welcome us. They will address why we are here today and provide a grounding for our gathering. They will help us enter the conference with clarity, purpose, and collective vision. And I have the honor of introducing the first speaker who will be providing the first opening remark. My dear friend, my comrade, and someone who's been on the forefront supporting intergenerational organizers and activists across the nation. Dr. Monadel Herzallah. Dr. Monadel Herzallah is from Gaza and has lost family members in this genocide. And in his grief, Monadel moved directly into action as soon as the genocide started by suing the Biden administration for their complicity. Monadel's actions comes from his long history of being an organizer, starting from when he was a student with the Organization of Arab Students and with the General Union of Palestinian Students, GUPS. He currently serves as part of the Coordination Committee of USPCN and a co-founder and organizer for the People's Center for Palestine in California. Give it up for Monadel Herzallah.
أسعد الله أوقاتكم جميعاً. Welcome everyone. أهلاً وسهلاً. Welcome. What an amazing view. What a powerful view here. Before I start, I want to welcome all our friends, families, supporters, and allies. And I want to ask you, non-Arabic speaking guests, for your permission to send the warm greetings in Arabic and a pledge to our people watching us right now from our beloved people of Gaza, people of Palestine. أعزاؤنا، أحباؤنا وضيوفنا الكرام وأبناء شعبنا من الجالية العربية والفلسطينية، نحييكم ونرحب بكم كثيراً. وأول ما نحيي أولئك الذين سجلوا الليلة بغيابهم حضوراً بيننا، حضوراً في وجداننا وضمائرنا. نسجل باسم الآلاف اليوم من أحفادكم الذين يولدون آلاف الأميال من أرض الوطن فلسطين في المهاجر البعيدة، وهم فلسطينيون قلباً وقالباً. إن هذا الحضور الفلسطيني اليوم يسجل أمام العالم وأمام شعبنا الفلسطيني، كل جماهير شعبنا الفلسطيني في قطاع غزة البطل، في الضفة الغربية، في كل جزء من أرضنا المغتصبة منذ عام 1948. نسجل أمامكم ومن خلالكم بأننا سنبقى نناضل، وأبناؤنا وأحفادنا بكل المهاجر البعيدة بكل الوسائل المتاحة حتى تتحقق كامل الأهداف العادلة والمشروعة التي انطلقت هذه الحركة الوطنية الفلسطينية أساساً لتحقيقها على الأرض الفلسطينية والأرض العربية. Gaza is the campus. Gaza, a word that is engraved in our hearts, in our mind, in every hour of our daily life. Gaza has always symbolized the cause of Palestine, has always carried the heart of Palestine, with the majority of its population being the indigenous people of Palestine, who were ethnically cleansed from their land and the historical land of Palestine after the Nakba of 1948. Gaza has always represented the urgency of implementing the unconditional right of return, showing us what it's like when you force a population of an entire country into such a small space, their hands and feet tied by their oppressors. But Gaza is not just the open-air prison that media insist on calling it. Gaza has thousands of years of history, thousands of years of standing up and resisting the invaders and the occupiers. But despite all the history, Gaza has lived in the shadow, particularly in the last few decades. Hardly anyone in the West, in America in particular, knew where Gaza is until now. How ironic is it that the open-air prison that the media insist on calling it, Gaza has thousands of years of history, thousands of years of standing up, resisting the invaders and the occupiers. But despite of all that history, Gaza has lived in the shadow, particularly in the last few decades until now. While it was under siege for 17 years, given the nickname of largest prison, open prison on the face of the earth, a nickname that robbed it of its culture and history and beauty. The world has started learning about Gaza in the last 22 months, only to watch Gazans drown in the sea of their own blood. They learn about Gaza, but not through its songs, not through its history, or its delicious oranges. They learn about Gaza through its grief. How awful is it to listen to headlines of consistent massacres and war crimes, only to hear about the dead as numbers. My niece, Sally Muhammad Herzallah, was 12 years old, an ambitious, smart child, full of energy and dreams. Another unknown Gazan. She became famous only when a video clip of her death went viral, while she was taking her last breath, as her father was the last one to speak to her. He whispered in her ears, and I quote, "Habibti Sally, my dear Sally, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to protect you." I wish it were me and not you. I'm confident that you will be in a much better world than this, end quote. How many Sallys and Muhammads and Anas and Abdurrahman and Maryams have lost their future, their lives, their dreams? These people are not numbers. Each has a history. Each has a name. We must never, ever normalize genocide. We must never normalize starvation, and never ever normalize the actions of a Zionism, an ideology that is rooted in the death of denial Palestine's existence. We have an honorable duty and are responsible to ensure that Zionism never recovers from this bloody stain. And never recovers from its bloody stain of its colonial and violent history. It never recovers from its pariah status. Our task here to end genocide and the end an occupation of Palestine once and for all. We must continue building the pressure. We must continue strategizing, organizing, and forcing the needle of colonization and genocide to break. And replace it with justice, freedom, and liberation and nothing less. The success of this conference and the movement for a free Palestine depends on each and every one of us here. In each of us around the world, across the world, we must follow the example of Gaza, which is standing in the face of the most sadistic military forces in the world, refusing to back down. We fight against all odds ahead of us, because to fight for a free Palestine is to fight for a free Haiti, for a free Congo, for a free Sudan, for free the world. For a just world for us all. And the world will not come at the hands of our oppressors. It will be molded by all of us. I will end in the words of our beloved poet, Samih al-Qasim. The words, I'm gonna read it in English, but the words really rooted in the spirit of perseverance and determination. Samih al-Qasim says, as long as I have inches of land, as long as I have an olive tree, a lemon tree, a well, and a small cactus tree, as long as I have a memory, as long as I have a small library, a portrait of a beloved grandfather, and a piece of wall, as long as are my homeland's Arabic words and popular songs, I declare a full-scale resistance on behalf of all free people around the world, workers, students, and poets. My words will continue to be bread and weapons in the hands of the free people, in the hands of the free people, in the hands of the free people. And I will end with a greeter in Arabic. المجد للشهداء، الشفاء للجرحى، الحرية لأسراننا البواسل. وشكرا.
Our next speaker is the proud son of Salvadorian immigrants and hails from the Metro Detroit area. A member of the Detroit People's Assembly, an organization which fights against this government's fascist, anti-immigrant agenda. Please welcome Nelson Garay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, before I get into it, do y'all mind if we do a little quick call and response? So since we're here in Detroit, when I yell out, "What up, though? People's Conference for Palestine," everybody give me the biggest what up, though you can, all right? Let's try this out. 1, 2, 3. What up, though? People's Conference for Palestine. Thank y'all for indulging me. Today, Detroit, the Motor City, Motown, home of J Dilla and techno. The place where luminaries like Diego Rivera and Marvin Gaye came to create their most impactful works. The ground where we are all gathered here today is sacred. We sit at a crossroads of culture, industry, and movement building whose impact has not only been felt nationwide, but the world over. In the 1800s, Detroit was a key stop on the Underground Railroad, earning the code name Midnight, known as the last stop before freedom in Canada. In the summer of 1833, Black Detroiters came together to free a formerly enslaved couple who had been captured by slave owners and sentenced to return to bondage. They stood tall and stood together in the face of racist and violent retaliation in the city's first racial uprising that would later be known as the Blackburn Riots. Decades later, as America industrialized, Detroit became a key manufacturing hub in the country. And as industry grew, the need for a movement to protect the rights of the laborers grew, and our city became an important battleground in that struggle. Figures like Jack Edwards and the Reuther brothers led strikes and sit-downs that made real change in the fight for collective bargaining and labor rights. And as the civil rights movement grew, groups like the League of Revolutionary Black Workers and figures like Grace Lee Boggs and General Baker advanced the causes of both class and racial liberation in the face of oppression. The Nation of Islam was actually founded here in Detroit in 1930. Leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X came here to make history in our city, with Dr. King delivering his first version of the iconic I Have a Dream speech right here in 1963. And Malcolm, a year later, delivering his famous The Ballot or the Bullet address in '64. King would also give his speech, The Other America, here in Detroit a few years later, where he denounced the evils of American imperialism in Vietnam. He was assassinated a few weeks later. And in the summer of 1967, our city became the center of national attention during what we now call the Detroit Uprising. Crowds took to the streets to fight back against racialized police violence and systemic inequality, and were met with a military occupation that killed 43 people. During this time, Latin and Arab Detroiters as well followed the example set by Black organizers and activists to fight for their own place in the movements for civil and labor rights. Mexican-American workers led boycotts of lettuce and grape growers to protest their inhumane treatment and conditions. Arab workers formed a caucus within the United Auto Workers Union in 1973, inspired in large part to push the UAW to divest from the State of Israel. And now in contemporary times, Detroit has faced a number of unique challenges, and we the people have risen to meet them just the same. We have fought back against water shutoffs, gentrification, police violence, and more. As a border town, our city has become subject to frequent ICE detentions and raids by Trump's fascist militia, which myself and many others are organizing against as members of People's Assembly. And today we gather near Dearborn, the first city in America to have a majority Arab population as of 2023, and the home of North America's largest mosque, proudly. We gather in solidarity with our Palestinian brothers and sisters, both inside Gaza and beyond, to deliberate on how we can help bring an end to the horrors being inflicted on them by the states of Israel and the US. So through this conference, I invite all of you to take part in the rich revolutionary tradition of Detroit and to add to this important legacy. In one voice, let us declare that we will not stand for the dehumanization of the Palestinian people, and we will not settle for anything less than their true liberation from a genocidal apartheid state. From right here in Detroit, we are sending a big what up though to Palestinians in Gaza and the world over. You are not alone. We will not let the colonizers win, and we will free Palestine. Thank you. Thank you.
Our next speaker does not need much of an introduction, as her work speaks for itself. Hailing from Brooklyn, an author, a civil rights and racial justice activist, a Palestinian American and community organizer, please give it up for Linda Sarsour.
Assalamu alaikum. Is New York in the house?
Yes, sir.
How about Brooklyn? Is Brooklyn in the house? Ahl al-Bire, are you in the house? That's good to know. I am deeply honored and humbled to be here with all of you today at the People's Conference for Palestine. And I've been telling folks that I don't know if there are words that are left. I find myself having a hard time formulating words in these moments. I never thought that I would be and bear witness to genocide. I never thought that I would see children crying from under the rubble, fathers picking up the body parts of their loved ones and putting them in plastic bags. I never thought that I would see imagery of starving children in a world of abundance with aid just behind a fence. I never thought I'd see the burning of flesh right before my very eyes. Words escaped me. So I started formulating my thoughts in the forms of letters, just like our beloved people in Gaza. This letter is to my future granddaughter, who's coming into this world in October of this year. My granddaughter will be named after me, Linda. So to my dearest Linda, I welcome you to this world. It's a little brighter now that you are here. You are here in a dark world, a world watching the genocide of our beloved people. For 2 years, at moments, I wanted to give up. But news of you arrived. A new generation of Palestine from my very bloodline. My Palestinian granddaughter, don't be scared. I am at the People's Conference for Palestine. I look up and I see thousands from every corner of this country, young and old alike, Palestinian and allies and all those who see our worth and our value and our liberation bound up with theirs. To my dearest granddaughter, our movement to free Palestine is brave and bold and committed. Our movement is based on universal values of justice and freedom, of dignity and sanctity of life. And our spirits are high. We will not be silenced, we will not waver, and we will not be intimidated. I promise you, my granddaughter, that we will fight for you, so that you and me and all of us will see a free Palestine. And one day, I will take you, my granddaughter, to play on the beautiful beaches of Gaza, where the only sounds that you will hear are of the waves and the laughter of the children. You, my granddaughter, will live as a fully free Palestinian and will be one of my greatest accomplishments of my life. And I say to all of you who are in this room, that when you are in these streets, when you are in those halls of Congress, when you are in the boardrooms and on those college campuses, remember that for many of us, this is personal. And that I want you to think about my beloved granddaughter that is coming to this world this October 2025. And I want you to remember her and fight for her and pray that she and all the children of Palestine will live fully free one day. And know that our fight is not only to free generations of Palestinians, but I know when the people of Palestine are free, all of us are going to be free. Keep going. Walk out of this People's Conference for Palestine with your back straight, with your head held high, because we are a movement to be proud of. We are a movement that stands with all marginalized people. We are a movement that believes that we all have the right to live in dignity and freedom. And I will not say that it may not happen in my lifetime, because it will happen in my lifetime and in your lifetime. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
It is not often that a mayor or an elected official is a strong and principled advocate for the Palestinian cause. Our next speaker defies that rule. The People's Mayor, hailing all the way from Richmond, California. One of the first cities to pass a council resolution in the beginning of this genocidal war. Our mayor, our People's Mayor, Eduardo, has a long history of using his office for racial justice, for police accountability, and for environmental causes. Please welcome Eduardo.
I would like to frame what I have to say with a conversation that Kwame Ture, a black revolutionary, said in 1968. He said, there's a difference between peace and liberation, is there not? You can have injustice and have peace. You can have peace and be enslaved. So peace isn't the answer. Liberation is the answer. So, that's what you should talk about, liberation. Never peace. That's the white man's word, peace. Liberation is our word. So, he was asked, but you want peace in the end, don't you? And he says, yes, but you can't have peace until everyone is equal. And they say, but you seem free at the moment. And he says, he laughs and he says, I seem peaceful at the moment. So, oh, can you believe that? So, unless there is substantial movement toward liberation, for the oppressed, peace means capitulation. So we should always be ready to stand up and do what's right and fight for liberation. I want to share a chapter of Richmond that begins with the sister city and ends with the sister city. On October 10th, 2023, I arrived in Zhoushan, China, one of Richmond's sister cities. And as the mayor, I was too busy with ceremonial duties to pay attention to what was going on in the world. But on the morning of the 12th, my chief of staff, Shiva Mashik, came to my room to tell me of what was happening in Gaza. We were both in shock, but Shiva convinced me that we had to do something. Anything. We decided the resolution for a ceasefire was the least we could do. Shiva offered to write the agenda item and the resolution to be presented on the next city council meeting on our return to Richmond. So on Tuesday, October 24th, the date of the presentation, so many people showed up that we filled the chambers, we filled the lobby, we filled the auditorium. And it showed that this issue of liberation of Palestine is something that is important not only to Palestinians, but also to the world. Many say that this resolution for a ceasefire was divisive. To say that taking stance for a cause of division is to ignore history or cause and effect. Focusing on the pain of the moment and blaming others as the cause of that pain gets us nowhere. We know that when we have an injury, we must look at it to know the best course of action for healing. Palestine is a broken bone. To ignore the injury that is allowed to fester and create more damage. What happened on October 7th was a festering of this broken bone. It was broken by the division of the Middle East, by Europeans who allowed the Nakba to happen and continue to happen. What is the expansion of Jewish settlements and the occupation of the West Bank, if not a continuation of the Nakba? It needs to stop. So after passing this resolution, we received a lot of hate mail with no rationale or purpose, no attempt to help me understand another point of view, just pure hatred. There was one email that wanted to know how I had come to make such a decision. The writer wanted to know if I supported Hamas. This is a complicated question, like asking if I support my country. A yes or no would never address the complexity that created Hamas, nor the complexity that created this nation. A yes or no would not separate the actions from the motivation of those actions, nor the vision from the reality. So this is my response. As a child, I was tall and lanky, I wasn't coordinated, I stuttered, and I was shy and timid. I was a target for bullies. They would abuse me verbally and when out of sight of adults, physically. After so much torture, I couldn't help but lash out. I was filled with frustration, and it came out with the ferocity of retaliation. When the teachers came to break up the fight, the bullies claimed to be the victim. And with the multiple voices against my single voice, I was labeled the transgressor. After this happened over and over again, but with different bullies, there was nothing I could say to convince any adult that I was not the problem. The students who knew what was happening were afraid to defend me or to counter what was being said about me. If Palestine were a schoolyard playground, I would be a Palestinian. And that part of me, that couldn't endure the abuse anymore would be Hamas. We don't know who we are until circumstances pushes us beyond our limits. I consider myself a pacifist. In all my adult life, I've been able to live up to my convictions. But compared to what is happening in Palestine, my life has been extremely easy. I've yet to be tested as an adult on my childhood playground. So I continue to ask myself, who am I, really? What is it I can do to make this a better place for everyone? So at the beginning, I said that I wanted to begin with the sister city and end with the sister city. This Tuesday, the city of Richmond became a sister city with Sebastia, Palestine. Even with the proposal to build bridges, some could not accept it. The vote was 5-4, 1 against, and 1 absent. To celebrate this union on Wednesday, we raised the Palestinian flag at the Richmond Civic Center to say, Viva Palestina! Viva Palestina! Thank you. I love you.
Give it up one more time for the People's Mayor, Eduardo. Our last opening remarks is from none other than Chris Smalls. Chris took on Amazon and founded the very first Amazon union. And he paid a heavy price for it and lost his job. But Chris was not deterred. He doubled down and continued organizing for workers and their rights, and has been outspoken on Palestine from day one, making the connections of capitalism, imperialism, and Zionism. Most recently, Chris was an organizer and joined the Herzallah flotilla and was kidnapped by the Zionist forces and beaten and held for 5 days. Shame, shame. We are honored he is here and joining us today. Give it up for Chris.
You know, out of all of those accomplishments, my biggest accomplishment was being banned from Israel. As a labor leader, I wear that with a badge of honor. You know what else I wear as a badge of honor? I want to shout out the students of Columbia. I want to thank y'all for getting me on Canary Mission. I'm a part of the BDS movement, Hamas. Surprise. But as a labor leader, I wear that as a badge of honor. Damn. I didn't come here with a speech, really. I came here with a call to action as an activist. And as a labor leader, I came here with a message. This jacket, this Eat the Rich jacket, y'all may have seen it. 3 years ago, we defeated Amazon, a $2.2 trillion company, right? This jacket, all these labor unions who invited me into their headquarters, shook my hand, took photo ops, made me speak to their members, keynotes, panel discussions, you name it, I did it, rallies, protests. You guys saw me. I've been all over the world, over 30-something countries. Made it to Gaza, the Palestinian territory. And when people ask me who I am, I can tell you I'm more Palestinian than I am American. What inspired me to get involved? You know, this is a question that comes up as a labor leader. I'm saying, get involved. As a labor leader, it is our responsibility to be the shield for the working class. It is our responsibility to protect the working class. It is our responsibility to speak up when things are uncomfortable and take a stance. And our labor movement has failed us. They have failed us. Let's talk about it. 2 days ago, for the first time in labor history in America, the San Diego Labor Council, shout out to the people in San Diego, I know y'all in the crowd. The San Diego Labor Council passed a resolution declaring, finally, 2 years later, 500,000 innocent Palestinians dead, but they declared that it is a genocide. They are demanding accountability from the US government and Israel, and they have done something that is is dear to me. They echoed the words that I've been saying for months now, that the complicity and the participation of the AFL-CIO, one of the largest federations in America, that has 60 unions underneath their umbrella, and the longshoremen, who we may love and know their history very well, who stood on the right side of history against South Africa and their apartheid, they have failed us. Yes. Let me give you the context. Since October 7, they have passed 0 resolutions. 0. The San Diego Labor Council has put them on notice, saying that it's a shame that they have done this. Not only that, they took it a step further. The AFL-CIO is located in Washington, D.C., across the street from the White House. They sent a rep on a 6.5-hour flight to San Diego 2 days ago to try to kill that resolution. Shame, right? But guess what? Just like the people here today, the people in that room, they spoke up. Over 200 rank and file members and delegates kicked them the fuck out, tell them, and passed this resolution unanimously. So, power to the people, power to the workers, and that's what the power of people, when we come together, it do. But there's still work to do. A lot more work to do. As y'all know, this is just the beginning, right? This is. And unfortunately, we're in a country where everything is always retroactive, right? We gotta wait for things to get bad and worse before it gets better. But we can't allow that anymore. We have to be proactive. We have to do more than what we've been doing. It's more than just doing rallies. It's more than just talking the talk. You gotta actually walk the walk. Everybody in this room, including myself, we lost something, right? Make some noise if you lost something speaking out against Palestine. Make some noise if you've been arguing with people over Palestine. Make some noise if you lost friends, family members, community. Well, guess what? That just means that you're doing the right thing. Trust me. Take it from somebody like me who gets a lot of hate. When people are hating on you for the things you're doing, it's because you're doing the right thing. And you cannot stop. You have to do more. So I'll give you an example. October 7th, I was in Berlin, one of the largest communities for Palestine, outside of Palestine. 30 to 40,000 of them live in Berlin. I don't know why, but hey, to each their own, right? They're there. And I shared my experience. I saw how people were kettled in, dragged away from their children, how they can't say free Palestine, they can't raise a Palestinian flag. And I shared that experience when I came back to America that same week when the genocide started. And overnight, I lost over 10,000 followers on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And you know what I had to say in response to that? Fuck you. I don't care. And you know why? Same thing they told me against Amazon. Amazon's unorganizable. You guys are a circus. This is never going to happen. It's impossible. And that made me go even harder when I lost those followers. You know why? Because I knew speaking up about Palestine was the right thing to do. We're in some dark times, y'all. Dark times in humanity. So, as y'all know, I took this mission to go to Gaza, deliver humanitarian aid. But it's not about delivering humanitarian aid, it's about breaking their illegal siege. And y'all know about the assault that happened to me. I was tackled to the ground, knee in my back, twisted the arms behind my back. They used my chains to choke me to the point where I couldn't breathe. They separated me. They separated me from the crew. Yeah, hold on. It was a show. They put me in a room. They threw me up against the wall a few times, face first. They said some racist remarks. They said they're nothing like me, and they were talking about the skin color. And yeah, despite everything that I've been through, the whole time I was thinking about, this is just a fraction of what Palestinians are going through every day. A fraction. So as a New Yorker in me, I had to go to Israel and talk my shit. I didn't go all the way to Israel for nothing and to be silent. So I told the IOF to their face, they ain't shit. Oh, there's witnesses. You know, ironically, right, with the Madeleine, with Greta Thunberg and Diago and Yasmin, my comrades, it's ironic how they release all that propaganda, all the videos and pictures, sandwiches and water, and all that bullshit. But with the Handela mission, virtually nothing, right? Y'all ain't see any videos, pictures from Israel. Just a statement about me, the black man, the only black man on the crew. They said that I was the aggressor and the one who was provocative. Right, the same racist remarks that we hear all the time, the angry black man. Now, don't get me wrong, I mean, I did talk my shit. And I did give them the middle finger. I did. And I did say some other things, but I did it because Palestinians can. And I did it because, once again,
thank you, Chris.
No, thank you. The Palestinian people, they say, thank you for what I've done for your people. And it's like, no, thank you. Because Palestinians in Gaza has showed the world how to love and bring people together. And I mean that. I mean that. So, as an activist, I know I don't have that much time, but I want to say this. As an activist in me, I didn't come to Detroit just for a speech. I came here to deliver a message and tell y'all that we got to do more. And what we have to do is call out these individuals and entities that are continuing to participate, not complicit, but participate in this genocide. The AFL-CIO, they're located in Washington. Look out for me when I send out the signal call. When I throw up the bat signal, I need y'all to pull up to their headquarters in Washington, D.C. as a National Day of Action. When our governments fail us, it's up to the people to step up. When people ask me, how the hell did y'all beat a $2.2 trillion company like Amazon and took on Jeff Bezos, who was the richest man in the world, making $13 billion a day, $9 million an hour, $5,000 a second? You know the answer to that is? How did we defeat these people and the evilness of the world? The power of the people when we come together. So, this is a revolution. But the revolution starts with yourself. When you leave here today, when you leave here this weekend, ask yourselves, what are you going to do? What more can you do? How can you contribute to the movement? Now, yeah, you could join the flotilla, sure. But I can tell you this, as somebody who experienced that, I don't wish that on any of my comrades. We shouldn't have to put our lives on the line. Because as you saw what Bibi said the other day, it was a mishap when they murdered these journalists and medical doctors, right? So just think about this. I know there's another global initiative. 44 countries are set sailing next month. Shout out to the Global Samud Flotilla Coalition. 44 countries, thousands of volunteers, hundreds of people from around the world are planning to set sail. And I wish them the best, and I will support them every step of the way. Whatever they need from me, I'm there. But you know what? Just God forbid that Israel, who has no accountability, because 10 people were murdered on one of these flotillas in 2010. They have no accountability. They can murder anybody and say, oops. And we can't allow that shit. We have to make sure that we keep all eyes on the flotillas, all eyes on the people of Gaza, and all eyes on Palestine every single day, every breath, every day. And I know I gained a lot of attention because of the assault and everything, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all spiritually. Whatever you did for me that kept me alive in prison while I was on a hunger strike, while I was facing a raid unit, while they were using psychological warfare on us, it was you guys who I was thinking about. The students of Columbia, the people of New York City, the people around the world, the people of the country. It was you guys who kept us alive. I was living in my head the 5 days in prison. And when I returned home to the community, that was the best feeling in my life, to come home to the community. And you know why? Because people expected me, or for what some people were saying, people expected that politicians were supposed to be there, like AOC and Bernie and them. Oh yeah, let me get on that real quick. Let me talk my shit real quick, hold on. So let me tell y'all saw me with these people. Y'all saw me at the White House. Y'all saw me with Bernie. I brought him to Staten Island. Y'all saw me call out AOC, brought her ass to Staten Island too, finally. Then they were praising me, whatever. Bernie is the one who recommended me for times 100, all that bullshit. And then I haven't heard from any of these politicians for the last 2-3 years, right? So now y'all know who they are. And when I went to Columbia, I told the students the same thing. I said, when AOC and all of them show up, don't let them in. Please don't. My bad. Hey, look, as a labor leader, I wear that with a badge of honor. Because you know what? Somebody got to do it. I think we heard that from Kendrick Lamar, right? And they're not like us. And you know what? I could go on and on and on and on and on about these politicians, but I'm not going to do that. We got to escape the two-party system. We got to put an end to this genocide. And the last thing we got to do is always keep the people of Palestine first and foremost. Can I ask y'all to do me one favor before I leave? Sing this song with me. Rise up real quick. I need this, because this is a powerful song that's resonating. And I shared this when I was on the Hundela mission. Y'all may have heard it before. Everywhere we go, people wanna know, who we are. So we tell them, we are Herzallah, the mighty, mighty Herzallah, going to Gaza, to feed the children. One more time, man. People wanna know, who we are. So we tell them, we are Herzallah, the mighty, mighty Herzallah, going to Gaza, I love y'all. Power to the people, love and solidarity, y'all. Thank you.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to all of our opening remarks. Thank you to all of our speakers for grounding us in this conference and for grounding us in what we will build over the next 3 days. Now, to transition us forward, I pass the microphone to Rama.
We are here together in grief and faith, and our memories and our truth. We gather to remember and to never forget. And most importantly, we have a responsibility here in the far diaspora to vision, to strategize, so we may get closer to a world free of oppression, of Zionism, and for a liberated Palestine. Because it is not a matter of if, but when. And when that day comes, it will be because of our collective struggle and our refusal to be deterred or silenced. It will be because of our unbreakable unity and principled solidarity. It will be because of the people of Jabalia, of Gaza City, of Khan Yunis, of Rafah, of Al-Quds. It will be because of Jenin, Nablus, Deir Yassin, Sabra, Shatila, Haifa, and all of the people of Palestine. So let us carry the memories of those we honor today and throughout this conference, and into every action, every march, and every word of truth we speak, and into every campaign and every relationship we build. Because from the ashes of this genocide, we will build liberation. And from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. As in last year, we are again gathered in the great city of Detroit on unceded Anishinaabe territory. As Nelson earlier beautifully laid out, Detroit has a rich, rich revolutionary Arab, Black, and immigrant history. We stand on their shoulders and their legacies continue today. The conference is organized to uplift our people in Gaza, our journalists, our martyrs, our prisoners. Over the weekend, we will also be bringing together organizations and speakers who have been on the forefront of strategizing and organizing to end this genocide. Our force, our strength, our movement has grown. And the conference steering committee has worked for months to organize a program that addresses some of the most pressing topics and strategies, and to set forth and advance our agenda for a liberated Palestine. As reflected in the program of this weekend, we will have all participants panels that will be meeting in this room, named after the Shaheed and the Voices of Gaza, the Anas al-Sharif Hall. The panels include movement leaders and organizers, doctors who served in Gaza, student leaders and journalists, and many, many more. And when we are not meeting in this room, there'll be multiple simultaneous workshops throughout the convention center, including sessions on food sovereignty and cultural resistance, and many, many others. Like this room, our sessions are taking place in rooms dedicated to some of our martyrs and prisoners, including Dr. and prisoner Hussam Abu Safiya, the martyrs Rifat Radwan, Fatma Hassouna, and Yusuf Al-Zak. Our children's program of this weekend will take place in the Hassan Ala Ayad room, named after the beloved child, singer, and martyr. We also invite you to the art exhibit that reflects the last 2 years of the relentless violence right outside in the Hind Rajab Gallery, named after the child and our beloved martyr. By gathering in rooms named after martyrs and prisoners, we honor their sacrifices, and we ensure their legacies continue. Let us remember, these are not just sessions, workshops, or just panels. These are spaces of remembrance and resistance, spaces for learning and building. Let us leave with the lessons we can take back to our communities, our organizations, and strengthen our movement wherever we are. This urgent moment demands that of us. We want to thank so many who are making this weekend possible. Thank you to Breakthrough News for live streaming the conference, the Response Crisis Translation for Arabic Interpretation and Translation, and the Olive Guardians for ASL Interpretation. Thank you for ensuring everyone is heard and has a voice at this conference. And a special thank you to all those who have been working endlessly to put this together, all the volunteers and all of the committees. Thank you to those who organized your cities, managed the delegation, and are here today. Let us remember that conferences are not simply about dialogue, but about building the courage and the clarity to act. We will share knowledge and strategies rooted in stories and pain of dispossession and the power of resistance. Please review community guidelines that could be found on the program to ensure we create this brave space to be one of dignity and collective responsibility. This conference was called by a steering committee representing a broad section of the Palestinian movement in North America. And I know you're going to want to clap after each one. It's well deserved. Our organizations have been on the streets for the past 2 years. But I ask you to hold your applause because we have a lot of program to give you today. We want to get through this part. So hold your applause until I finish the organizations, please. The 13 organizations: the U.S. Palestinian Community Network, the People's Forum, Al-Awda, the Palestine Right of Return Coalition, the Palestinian Feminist Collective, the Answer Coalition, the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights, Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee, the People's Center for Palestine, the National Students for Justice in Palestine, Writers Against the War in Gaza, Arab Resource and Organizing Center, the Palestinian American Women Association, and last, and certainly not least, the Palestinian Youth Movement. Give it up for our organizations. In addition to the steering committee, over 350 organizations have endorsed this conference. We have over 4,000 participants joining us this weekend. And thousands more who'll be watching live. They tried, but they could not deter us. We have participants in this room who have flown from all over the globe to join us. Every major city, every major state, every major territory is represented here this weekend. Palestine teaches us that even under the weight of genocide, people continue to dream, to fight, to live in dignity. Our task is to ensure those dreams are not deferred. Let this conference be more than just an event. Let it be a commitment, a pledge that we carry forward to our classrooms, our workspaces, our communities, and our organizations. Together, this weekend, we reaffirm that liberation is not only possible, but it is inevitable. Thank you.
How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? Let's see who's in the house with us tonight. We have people from all over the world here, every city in North America. Do we have people from Dallas, Is Dallas with us today? Is New Orleans with us here? Is anybody here from Minnesota? New York? New York? California? Bay Area? Los Angeles? Houston? Boston? Montreal? Canada? Britain? And the rest of Europe? We have many people also joining us on the live stream. How about Detroit? Who's here from Detroit? Who's here from Chicago? From Youngstown? From the rest of the Midwest? We're all here. We're all here. Those of us who are here physically, those of us who are here on the live stream, every single one of us who's been struggling for the last 2 years, everyone here is in this room with us today. DC! And I know all of us have been to DC protesting, fighting against this horrible genocide. I know all of us have been on the streets, chanting, screaming our lungs out for the end of this genocide, for the lifting of the siege, and for a free Palestine. Let's bring some of that DC energy in here today. Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free!